everyone. Can you just comment down below if it's working? We've been having some technical difficulties. Okay.
Oh, yay.
I see 2 people. We're trying to see if it works. So if you can hear me, just type reply. I mean, here or see.
I think this is the longest we've gotten through the whole time. Where are you guys from? We are in Japan and it's morning and it's cold.
And the internet's been acting up. Okay.
I think it's working. Yay.
Okay, so I'm gonna start now. So I'm Alannah Williams. I own a baking business, but it's not just any baking business. I sell allergy friendly desserts and vegan desserts too. And I'm 15 years old. So okay, that was a notification. I started my business Okay.
I'll just comment.
Okay, so I started my business in Korea first, and the reason I started is because my little brother has food allergies. He's allergic to soy, dairy, nuts, tree nuts, peanuts, and tree nuts and peanuts are different things. And he's also allergic to sesame seeds. So I live overseas, and overseas it's really hard to find places to eat desserts, and not just that, but it's also hard to find ingredients to make desserts too. So down below, can you comment where you're from, what you do, or what you make, and I'll answer your questions as I go along. And I know some people aren't able to make it, so just type replay if you're gonna come back, and I'll answer your question. So I do pop-ups, private orders, and I'm a vendor for cafes. I make cookies, pies, cupcakes, and healthy treats. Later we're going to be making some healthy treats, so just stay for that. So my kitchen, which is behind me, is peanut and tree nut free and dairy free and egg free. And I make sure to clean it with hot soap and water. That's the biggest thing you can clean it with. Make sure all the allergens are gone. So I do have soy and gluten in my kitchen because I use flour and there's some soy in the ingredients I use. So I make sure when I do gluten sensitive orders, I make sure to let my customers know. And I clean it down with soap and water. So when I do offer gluten-sensitive treats, I make sure to let customers know that there's a possibility of cross-contact. So basically a gluten-sensitive disclaimer. Right, since we're talking about gluten-free, I like to use Bob's Red Mill 1-to-1 baking flour. This is the best flour to use when you're making gluten-free desserts, because not only does it stop you from getting like gummy textures in cupcakes, it also already has xanthan gum, so you don't have to substitute any of that. One time I was making gluten-free cupcakes for an order, and I used xanthan gum, and at night they turned out right, but I woke up the next morning and they were rubbery on the inside. So a tip to do when you're making gluten-free desserts is to make sure you put the batter in the refrigerator overnight to make sure the graininess leaves. Or you can sit it on the counter for 30 minutes. And the best thing to do with gluten-free cupcakes you have to make sure that not only do you use vanilla because that hides the flavor of the grittiness, you can also use chocolate because that's the best thing to cover the kind of graininess of gluten-free desserts. So let's talk about the symptoms. There's different symptoms with food allergens. There's hives, asthma, and you can also get anaphylaxis. That's why it's important to clean the kitchen. And for my products, I use these allergy-friendly stickers that I got from Amazon. I make sure to put on the boxes and then cross off the box, well, the allergen that I have. So if I have soy in the cupcake, I just cross off allergen. Here they are. So, oh, hi everyone. We're trying to see if it still works. I've been having, okay. So, these are the different products that I use to make my desserts. Hi, Corey, Mira. Sorry, I can't really see, so hi. So right here, I use blue agave nectar because it's vegan, and I don't use honey because that's made from bees. And I also use, again, the Bob Red Mill flour for making gluten-free desserts. This is really the best flour that you can use. You don't have to substitute anything for this. I also use Enjoy Life chocolate. This is really, really good for cake pops especially because it's easier to melt and it just has a good flavor. I also use Pascha. It's a company. I know it sounds like pasta, but it's Pascha. And they have white chocolate chips. I like those, but they're harder to melt and they don't really taste as good as Enjoy Life. So for white chocolate, I would use Great Value chocolate chips. You definitely use those for cake pops, and they're from Walmart. I also like to use plant butter, especially for making cookies or buttercream. It just adds a different flavor. And last but not least, rice milk. Because rice milk is a great substitute for milk and you get the same flavor.
You can use oat milk.
Oh, oat
or
milk
flax
too.
milk.
Flax milk. Okay. So now we're going to talk about may contain statements when you're getting your ingredients. Some, let's see, on the back, it'll say stuff like may contain, and I try to stay away from may contain statements because it may have cross contact with other allergens and it's just not that safe. But some people like using products even if they have may contain statements. I just try to stay away from that.
So we have some new people, so maybe you want to reintroduce yourself again.
Hi. Oh, thank you for loving the stickers. Oh yes, cake pops are hard for me too because when I first made them in Korea, they started breaking apart, and then I tried to mold them back together, but they still broke apart and became oily. That was back when I didn't have good buttercream. Yes, flax, oat, and rice milk. So, oh yeah, you can also make your own
Oat
milk and oat flour. That's a substitute for gluten-free desserts too.
You just need a good blender.
Yeah, a good blender. That's a good investment, and so is a food processor. So, let's see. I gotta see if I talked about everything before we can get into making.
You can talk about yourself one more time, since new people have joined.
Yes. My son? Yes, stay away from may contain. My brother, we make sure, like, when we're going out, we're going to get something to eat. If it says may contain peanuts, we do not get it. Because even if there's just a little bit of it in the product, he can break out in hives. Actually, that happened 3 weeks ago.
Yes.
He was at his soccer game and he broke out.
So we live in Japan.
Yeah, Japan.
Very hard to find products here.
Yes, really hard. So, we just make sure there's like different stores here, so we look at different stores, and if they don't have anything in stock, we try to look it up online to substitute. Like, for example, if they don't have any oat flour, I just make my own oat flour. Oh, I'm so glad you're excited. I am too. Let's talk about hidden ingredients in food. So it'll say ingredients on the back, and sometimes it'll say things like shellac, and that's not vegan. It's made from beetles. So I bought these sprinkles, and they had shellac in them, and I looked it up, and I found out that they were made from beetles. So I did not want to use those.
Lots of sprinkles have shellac and
so
confectioner's glaze.
Yeah.
Crushed beetles. Sorry.
Yeah. Yes, it is really different than the U.S. Yes. But it's really fun too. I like it here. And before we lived in Japan, I lived in Germany. Germany's where I basically made all my recipes so I could sell them. So I was basically testing. And in Korea, that's when I first started my business.
When you were 9?
When I was 9. And my little brother is my inspiration. Okay. Oh yeah, and there's something called bone char that's found in sugar, filtered bone char. So I make sure to contact the companies, like email them, and make sure to see if there's any cross-contamination. Oh yeah, I didn't know that either. So I had to find out a new brand to make. A new brand to find, to use. Yeah, beetles.
Crushed beetles.
Yeah, bugs.
Yes. If you look on the back of your sprinkles, you'll probably see shellac or confectioner's glaze.
Don't look it up though.
Yeah, don't look it up. Just be blind.
Yeah. There's a lot of other foods that use beetles too.
Yeah.
So, let's just talk about cleaning the kitchen one more time before we make the power bites, which I'm really excited to make. So, I use soap and water to clean the kitchen, and I make sure to wear gloves and a hairnet, because that way if I'm out doing something and then I come back inside of the kitchen, there's no cross-contamination. At night. I was doing the same thing, but I was also baking at the same time. So, we talked about shellac. Yeah, does anyone have any questions?
Comment below.
Okay, down below you can comment what you do, or...
She's deceased.
Okay, so now we can start by making my power bites. So, usually with my power bites, I eyeball the recipe, but I tried to measure it out as best as I can, since power bites are really easy, so you don't really need any measurements. But I posted it in the group, so you have all of the ingredients and all of the measurements. So, right here, I use sun butter. It's a great substitute for peanut butter. So if you're allergic to peanut butter, definitely get sun butter. And I also did a project the other day from my school. So I learned that sun butter can help with cardiovascular issues, and it has vitamin E. So we're just going to put that in. And I added some vanilla to just add some more flavor, and some cinnamon. And you can also make these gluten-free. You just look on You can look up gluten, certified gluten oatmeal. Bob's Red Mill already has some. Oh, when are we?
We may be back in a year or so.
Yeah, in a year. Okay, so I also have some agave nectar because this is vegan too, and I'm just gonna put this in. And this is around 1/3 cup. Sun butter. It kind of tastes like peanut butter. It has a different flavor.
It does. You have to
really
get used to it, but it is really good though.
Yeah.
Just don't expect peanut butter.
Don't expect. I also make something called sun butter cups with sun butter. It's basically allergy friendly Reese's peanut butter cups.
Without the peanut butter.
Yeah, without the peanut butter. And they're healthier too.
And really good.
I also make some different flavors with my Power Bites. So you don't just have to use chocolate chips. You can make cinnamon raisin. The other day, my dad told me a recipe with Oreos, so I just put crushed Oreos inside.
So good.
Yes, and I also made birthday cake. So we're just gonna put these in.
Her dad is her #1 taste tester.
Yep.
If it doesn't pass his test, then we don't sell it. 2023.
Okay, so I'm just mixing this. I made a mess.
You know, it happens.
That always happens when I'm baking. The easiest way to clean up your mess, though, is just to put a bag over everything. So or underneath,
up.
So you just pick it up. Especially when I'm baking with flour, so there's no cross-contamination with gluten sensitive. And thank you.
So Lisa McCollum said her daughter needs this alternative. So does her daughter have food allergies? Lisa, you can ask her.
Does your daughter have any food allergies?
For Lisa.
Oh, okay, I see. So I'm just gonna put in some Enjoy Life chocolate chips. These are my favorite. These are the chocolate chip Power Bites, by the way, or with cinnamon. The cinnamon really adds a different flavor.
The Beatles. Yep, Dad has the best job. Yep. I think he might have had some crushed Beatles back in the day before vegan baking came along.
Oh, I did too, actually.
Yeah. So we just don't talk about it.
Actually, my dad told me that there were Beatles in some food, and I chose not to believe him, but he was right the whole time. I thought he was just making it up. Okay. And now, we just put in the refrigerator for 30 minutes so they can chill, and it's easy to roll out. Oh, and then with the Oreo Power Bites, what you do is crush the Oreos up, and then you get the filling of the Oreo and put it inside of the Power Bite and just roll it up. That way when you bite into it, you can have some of the Oreo filling. Okay.
So now you're like on a baking show,
and
miraculously have Power Bites that were refrigerated.
So, when I'm making my orders, I wear gloves, but this is just for home. So, you just get a little bit, like a tablespoon, and you roll it up. You roll it up, and you have a Power Bite. I need some paper towel, though.
So Corey thinks she might have ate some beetles for dinner. So.
Well, the beetles tasted good, right?
Exactly. It's okay.
And it's more nutrition.
Fiber.
Yeah. Okay, and just gonna roll this up too.
So she likes perfect circles.
Yeah.
Mine, I'm mom. Mine never look like that.
Or you can, to make them look fancy, you can put a chocolate glaze on top.
Oreo. We love Oreos in this house, and
Yep.
Oreos are vegan friendly. So
Yeah,
if
they
you
are.
didn't know, now you do.
Yep. Here we go. So we have my 3 power bites, and I'm gonna taste test them. Well, I already know what they taste like, so.
But they're good. These are great before a workout, too.
Hold on. My brother eats these before his soccer game, and he's really good. He scores like 7 goals a game.
Yes.
7 goals a game. And I think these are the reason he scores.
It's all because of power bites.
Yeah, all because of him.
So Lee Watson says they knew Oreos were healthy. See,
Yes, they're
exactly. They are.
Mint Oreos, I really like mint Oreos because you can turn those into cupcakes or make a mint Oreo cookie. Sorry, I'm enjoying this. This is really good.
So comment if you have any questions or comments at all about vegan baking, allergy friendly baking. I know someone had said they had a question about blondies.
Oh, yes. So, I didn't really get to nail the blondie recipe, but I did have a pop-up, like 2 months ago, and I made these sugar cookie bars, and it tasted just like a blondie. So, it came from sallysbakingaddiction.com. They're called sugar cookie bars, and they taste just like them. And I think they're easier to make.
Yes. Oh, egg replacements.
Oh, egg replacement. So, to replace eggs, I like to use applesauce, flax egg, and bananas.
What's a
Mainly,
flax egg?
mainly flax eggs. Flax eggs is made from flaxseed and water. So you just get 3 tablespoons of flaxseed and 1 tablespoon of water, and you just mix it up, put it in the refrigerator for around 10 minutes, and you have an egg replacement. Yes, you can use bananas. So, thank you. Hold on.
The sun butter. It's like peanut butter.
Yeah. So, you can use 1 banana. I don't really use bananas that much as a replacement. I like to use applesauce or flaxseed because those don't give any flavor. Yeah. So if I'm making vanilla cupcakes, I wouldn't use bananas. And what's another replacement?
Those are the biggest ones.
Yeah.
So the egg is a binder. So we're just looking for something that binds it together.
Yeah. Sun butter, yes. I actually think it's in the States because in the States, more ingredients are readily available.
We don't have many ingredients available here, so we have to order a lot offline, and some things are unable to be shipped. So I think you're excited to move back to the States because we get more options. You all have Sprouts and Trader Joe's, and we don't have that here. She did not know what egg was for. So in homeschool, she learned about baking chemistry.
Oh, yeah.
That's where she learned about what egg is for.
Mm-hmm. It's just a binder. The spec.
Oh, yeah. the specks that the flax seeds make.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Especially in cookies.
You can see it better, too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, Trader Joe's. I remember those. Well, that store.
It's been so long. We've been overseas for 5 years, so...
Oh, and I heard that they sell cookie butter at Trader Joe's,
yes.
so that would make a really good cupcake.
Yes. What are some flavor cupcakes that you do?
So I have... There's a lot. So I have Birthday Cake Extreme, churro cupcakes, my specialty vanilla cupcakes, my midnight chocolate, which is dark chocolate cupcakes. I have cookies and cream. Cookie dough. Today I'm going to be making some dark chocolate strawberry cupcakes for my vendor and a private order. And what else?
There's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot.
She started off with like one flavor, and it's grown.
Oh, they do? Yes. So, actually, they have cookie butter here, but I think the one at Trader Joe's would be way better.
Yeah.
This one kind of has a...
It's not the same.
It's not the same. You can also make your own cookie butter. Just get some cookies and then put them in the blender or food processor and then just blend it up with milk and sugar. And it gives you like the same consistency.
It tastes very good.
Oh, my cookies. My specialty cookies. So with the cookies, I just make sure to, so as an egg replacer, I can use baking soda or baking powder. So you just figure out the measurements for those and put that in the recipe. It won't affect the taste either unless you put too much baking soda. And does anyone have any questions? What else can I talk about?
We named all of Corey's favorite flavors.
They're my favorite flavors too. Actually, churro's my favorite.
Yes, the churro cupcake is a bestseller.
Yeah.
And with vegan and allergy friendly baking, it's not just for people who have dietary needs.
Yeah, it's for everyone.
Lots of customers who are nowhere near vegan.
And they taste the exact same or better.
Or better,
yeah. Actually. They're so good.
Would you like to be a twin? You used to want a twin.
I did.
Yep. Now she just has 3 younger siblings, so I'm not sure if that was a good trade or not.
But my little sister, she'll be baking with me.
Yes.
She made some butter cups with me the other day.
She's one.
And then tried to sneak the batter. I think we went over everything.
Everything.
This was really fun.
It was. So when a recipe calls for butter, what do you use?
Okay, I use Earth Balance or plant butter, and I just substitute it. If it calls for 1 cup of 1 cup of regular butter, I just use 1 cup of plant butter.
And we even have family members who love butter.
My aunt really loves.
Yeah, and we actually transitioned them to using plant butter. They have not gone back to regular butter since.
Thank you. It took a long time to learn this knowledge.
That's awesome.
Yep, that was it.
So
These are
if
really
you guys
good.
are watching after, just write replay. So that way she can come back and answer your questions. She's enjoying these butter power bites, which I'm going to have to take some too because they are really, really good. If you're on a meal plan or a diet, power bites are awesome and they help keep full. So. Thank you guys.
Thank you. How do we end it?
You can tell them bye.
Bye.
Finish.
Yeah.
And wait, don't press anything. After that.
Okay. Bye-bye.